Okay, here we have a really big table. This client wanted a table that it's like where you can sit two people at the end, and it needed to be 16 and up to 18 feet long. So I suggested to buy two pieces and we glued them together to save some money. And it's gonna end up being close to 16 and a half, which is 5 meters. That's a big table. And this is in oak. So here we just kind of laying a rope down here to see approximately where we're gonna cut it, and then we glue them together. These Festool's tracks, they are very straight, but we have 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces put together. So we need some kind of a support here. So I have this aluminum square piece. We put that on the edge, and then I still want to put little tape on here. I think that's going to work. Now we're going to just put some marks for the dominoes. We're going to use some 100 millimeters long, 10 millimeter thick, and we're going to use a lot of them, probably approximately 8 inches apart. Maybe that's an overkill, but this is a big and heavy table. Now we're going to glue these two big oak pieces together. I put a lot of, it's over 20 of these dominoes. I'm going to stand this up on the side, put some glue, put them in there, and then brush on some glue here, and hopefully we can put this back together before we lose all the glue. So I'm going to stand that up, put some glue and brush it out, see what happens. And you guys that knows dominoes, I put this super tight on this side, and here's like a 2 or 3 millimeter play on this side, which is like, I think I was pretty careful, but still it's going to be easier to fit it with a little bit of a play on this side. We're going to cut, router some indentation in the back. We're going to glue these in so it's flush with the underside to make it more stable. So we're going to bring in the forklift and see if we can flip it over. This is our homemade fork extension. I only have one, but we only need one. Here we have the back side, and it's a lot of work that needs to be done. First we're gonna sand it, get rid of all this stuff that wasn't sanded when we did the wide belt sander. And there's some epoxy repair. And then we're gonna figure out, we're gonna put 3 of these supports across. And we're gonna use the aluminum, cut them down a little bit. And there's a lot of work here, but that's what we like. I finally finished sanding. I did a lot of on 40 and 60 grit and then finer and finer, but it was mainly to get rid of that dark wood, that rough cut that the belt sander didn't take. So now that's all done. Next step is to put some aluminum braces here that we're gonna countersink. I'm gonna cut it down a little bit, and then we're gonna put these in with epoxy and screws. And that's gonna make the table stronger and stop it from warping. And we're gonna put 3 of them. So the first step is to cut them to length, cut them to a 1/2 inch depth, and then we just router groove in here. We do it 1, 2, 3. This is the thickness of the aluminum, so I'm just checking. It's a little bit deeper than the aluminum, so that's perfect. Room for some epoxy. Then we're just going to cut outside here so these legs goes into the wood. Now we routed the indentation or the groove here on the back side. We will put the aluminum in here, but first we're going to put epoxy, and here we're going to use the West system with some adhesive filler, and then we just screw it in there, and it should be much stronger than the aluminum. There are some cracks here, so I'm going to tape on the back side. This is some wide tape, like shrink wrap material tape. Now we're ready for some epoxy. We're going to put that West system down here and then put this and put a few screws on top. Now I mix the West system epoxy. I like that better when we're gluing stuff. And they have an additive that is adhesive filler. With this one, it turns a little white or yellow, but it works much better as if you're using it as a glue. And that's what we put this underneath between the aluminum and wood. I did mix a little bit just the West system without the filler, because somebody told me that you wet it with just without the filler and then put the filler on top. So let's see how that's going to work. Wow, perfect. This is the next day, and all the epoxy, it's dried. We're gonna take the screws out, sand this clean, obviously put the screws back in, and when we cleaned it up, it's then time for the stain. I got some little extra, I mixed a little more than I needed, so then when I had leftovers, I filled all the cracks on the back side, and that way it will prevent when I fill the cracks from the other side to stop coming through. Here I made a bunch of different stains for the client, and they approved this. And it's mixed of tobacco that is very dark, a little bit of walnut, and then a little bit of an amber. And I'm going to show you how I mix it, and then we're going to put it on the back side of the table, and then they can come back here and approve it. This is the tobacco, and I think I have probably 80% of the tobacco. And here is a mixture of little amber, and this walnut is much lighter. Now we have this humongous oak table. We just flipped it over. We had the stain on the back side. Now we're gonna epoxy all the holes or the cracks, and then when that is done, it's gonna be stained dark. The customer wanted look almost like black walnut. So we're gonna put a few pieces of wood in here, and then we're gonna mix some epoxy, put it in here. And the epoxy, it's kind of like you have to do it 2, 3, 4 times before it's completely flat. So we have some oak pieces here. Just so we do this so we use less epoxy. And we put a tiny little pigment into the epoxy so we use less epoxy. Here I mixed the West System epoxy, and I put a little bit of that adhesive filler, just make it a little thicker. And then we put a little color to it, trying to match the way the stain is going to be, darker stain, black walnut. This is the third time we put some epoxy in here on the small cracks. So let's sand this and see if we need to come back. And when we first sand on epoxy, it's always a little bit sticky. So I use old papers. And if it gets too built up and sticky here, I throw it away and take another old paper. Now we're ready with this big oak table to stain it. And I've been told I'm not a stain expert, but I've been told to stain, the best thing is to use a stain conditioner. That makes the stain even. So that's what we're gonna use. We're gonna brush this on, wait for 30 minutes, put the stain, and hopefully it's gonna look good. This is the water-based sanding sealer and the final coat. Easy to work with, dries fast. And the sanding sealer is kind of like you can put on a lot and then you just sand with a 400 paper in between each coat. And I usually just hand sand. And I put 4 or 5 coats before I put 2 coats of the finish.